Hi guys, Game Methuselah and my buddy Steve talking about Enlightened. We're going to do a little bit more generation of characters, get you going on that, show you a little bit more combat with multiple characters and things. But I thought somebody had asked about the Dwarven Forge tiles. I use these, I really like them, wearing my little Dwarven Forge shirt. These guys they made, the new ones, are really indestructible. The original ones were sort of made on a heavier material, but they were kind of breakable. And they were expensive and they were heavy. These are much lighter. You can go in a bag, you can abuse them. It's hard to knock the color off. You can get them plain and pre-painted. These here were pre-painted and I like them and I use them a lot. And what I normally do is when you set them up, you can really go crazy with the walls. I do like it for special plays like, interesting little rooms where traps and things like that can be restricted. But most of the time I run like this, where I just run everything flat, no walls. I've seen some tile mods that are made where they cut down the wall so you have a little representation of a wall, but it's not needed. But it's great. But I think the thing to do is it allows you to keep running the visual battle as you go, because as long as you have a map or anything you want to use, or even if it's just running out of your head and you know what you want, you can sort of build it and break it down as it goes, and it can give the people the visual as you go through. And it really, once you get used to it, it's not a very time-consuming deal. So I really recommend, if you're using miniatures, you're going to at some point want to get into something better than just drawing a grease pencil map. And truthfully, usually you can lay down the Dwarven Forge faster than you could draw out a grease pencil, drawing on your hex sheet or your square little wet erase board or whatnot. So I really like them. It's me, and I do, of course, get into detailing them and things like that. And I'll get the unpainted ones and repaint them and do stuff like that because I just really like it. But it's up to you. But again, the more visuals you have in your game, the better. And of course, this is always for the game where you're playing with your friends around a table and stuff. And you can get them into it too. A lot of times they can help it. You can flip down a map and tell them to set it up and things. And it works great. So something I like, we're going to go ahead and generate a couple more characters here. And then we're going to start showing you another little battle of how the Enlightened combat system works with different creatures and different abilities. And we'll do some more monster generation so I can show you that they're very simple, but they can be really, really deadly. And I think we're going to try to throw a really deadly one in here in a little while, and you can sort of get an idea of how tough things can get really quickly. So we'll be right back with some of that generation.